Well, I guess it's that time for another dev server release, but this time it's for the Dance of Dragons. Yeah, I thought it was going to be Dance of the Dragons. I knew of the name well beforehand, and it was the Dragons at one point, but I guess it's Dance of Dragons. But I gotta tell you right off the bat, this major update is going to be a CAS player's wet dream, and so that means I gotta brush up on my own CAS abilities when this update does drop. However, I will save that part for a little bit later in this video. But as always, before I dive into the details of this dev server, vehicles, features, etc., I do have to let you know really quick as part of this disclaimer, seeing that this is the dev server, it's not complete. Some BRs aren't going to be right. Vehicle models are going to be incorrect. I'm going to miss some things because I don't have access to the dev server that the staff uses. Meaning that you may have seen some things in their streams that I don't have here simply because as a public creator, we get the same access as you guys. Albeit we do get, millions of GE. I wish we could have kept in the main game, but I'll live with what we've got here. Oh, and to add, I might miss a couple of things. I know there's new bombs. I know there's new models, there's new features and things, and I might miss it in this video. I'm just taking a look at all the regular things, and I did not take a look at the dev stream. This is all completely new to me outside of just putting them in their lineups. I might miss a lot. So if I happen to miss something or I say something incorrectly, let me know in the comment section. Please correct me as I implore you guys to do so. Now, with that out of the way, I am going to be setting this up for a quick jump cut just to keep things a bit organized. If there's something you want to see, I will be categorizing everything via the scrubber bar here. So USA, Germany, Russia, Britain, etc. If you just want to skip through most of this stuff, but I implore you guys, stick around for the rest of it. So with that being said, here's that jump cut. Now I'm going to start off, of course, with USA and finally, Gaijin. Oh, okay. I'm not going to get too excited about this because I think this is coming in way too late. I don't know if maybe there's some features Gaijin need to add or some things need to be polished out, but we're finally getting the A10C. And yes, it has me incredibly excited. We do get access to the regular AP belts by the looks of it. Nothing new on that front, but holy bomb loadout. I don't like this new layout, by the way. I know it kind of just makes things a little bit easier to look at, but I don't like the way this looks, to be honest. But holy 17 GBUs. Let's be real here, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Good luck using this. And I'm saying that for myself too, because yes, you get a targeting pod. Yes, you get 17 GBUs. Oh, you get a bunch of Mavericks. You get a bunch of the G missiles, etc. Yes, you get AIM-9Ms. But here's the thing. At battle rating 12.0, which is where this thing sits at, good luck getting into space with this thing. I'm not kidding. Now, the reason why the Su-25 does as well as it does is because it has some pretty nutty standoff munitions, 40-kilometer munitions, whereas Mavericks, you have to be like, what, 3-4 kilometers to get an accurate lock? And even then, they go really slow, not even Mach. Which means I've had more of these be intercepted by Pansirs and 2S6s than I have them actually impacting, whereas the 38 MTs, those things almost always smack their targets head on. And I'm excited for this, don't get me wrong, but I don't really know how it's going to play out too well in the environment. We also got some new bomb types. We'll get more into that in the next aircraft. But I'm excited, but not terribly excited for 12.0. And then we have the F-111F. Oh yeah, this thing, it's pretty, don't get me wrong. And I haven't taken a look at the bomb loadout yet. Let's see what we have. Lots of 9Ls. And if we scroll down just a bit, not a bad loadout, to be honest. You got laser guided bombs. You've got any TV guided? Yes, you do. Some TV guided bombs and a whole ton of dumb bombs, as well as the parachute ones. I can't say the other one because apparently YouTube got on my butt about it. Yeah, can you believe that? Yeah, YouTube is so prude sometimes, man, but it's okay. Just parachutable bombs. That's it. Okay, YouTube, you happy now? Gosh, the email was pretty funny too. And then we have the T1E1. which I was actually looking forward to this. Hey, Spook, if you want to make a video on this thing, I look forward to its history, man. Those videos are awesome. 90 millimeter gun, solid AP round. What BR? 5.7. I don't think this is going to stay there. I predicted it was going to be around 5.7 to 6.3. I think this is a good BR, although I don't think it's really going to stick there. Although this thing is very easy to kill, even with Tiger 1s. And then we have a big boat, a really big boat, USS Tennessee. Oh yeah, this is exciting. I mean, I don't play much naval. I'm looking forward to it in the future when submarines come in, but this has me a bit excited. Now, am I missing anything? You know what? I might be. Again, let me know in the comment section, please, guys. I think I got everything Gaijin gave me. So up next is the Germans. So this vehicle is giving me mixed emotions. I'm happy that we finally have something for Germany in the form of a Puma with what appears to be spike missiles of some sort. It doesn't really say right now. I'm assuming they are. But a new vehicle at 10.7. I knew for a fact this was going to be 10.7 or above, right? I mean, 10.0, 10.7, really? Just Gaijin, I understand not giving us the module for this thing to add it onto to the existing Puma, but now we got to grind the whole thing out again. Yeah, I'm not terribly excited for it. I mean, I'm going to get this thing anyways and LGE it as needed, but realistically, it's like, why? It's the same thing, just with spikes. Yeah. And then we have this thing, the FFA P16. I don't know what this is. I saw the dev blog for it, didn't actually read it, but I did see it was there. What does it have? You get air-to-air missiles, probably AIM-9B variants, more or less. Don't ask me to pronounce that, please. And holy rocket spam! Woo! Any ballistic comp on this thing? Hold up, I'm curious. Let me double check that. No, just for regular bombs. Okay, that is interesting. Yeah, that's all Germany gets. Sorry, guys. Let's go over to Russia. Oh man, this is gonna be absolutely mean. Su-24M as a start. Look at this loadout, dude. Woo! You get the MLs, you get the TEs, which you can bet your pretty butt I'm gonna be taking these things out. You get the S-25Ls. You get a lot of TV guided bombs. I think you get the big heckin' bombs too. Oh man, look at that. TV and laser guided. Gosh, I mean, look at this. Okay, so here's the thing. GNSS, I know this is global positioning stuff, GPS, right? Which is, it doesn't mean stuff, but you know what I mean. How is this gonna work? I haven't tested it. I haven't looked into how it's going to. I don't know if it's just, hey, drop bomb and it guides itself like a TV guided bomb or something. Also, don't mind my dog making noise in the background. He's being a little old man. So if you want to explain this over to me, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm sure they said it in the dev server. I didn't watch it, obviously. But just let me know how this is going to work, as I'm very curious to see this. And you get access to R60Ms. This is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to this for sure. Seeing that you're not going to be dealing with Pansiers or 2S6s, so these will come in very handy, although the ADATS is a formidable anti-air system. And then we have a boat, another big boat. Yeah, I'm not terribly excited for it. I mean, it's probably going to be OP as hell because it is Russian and it ain't no Kronstadt, but you know that thing is OP as hell. Now let's jump over to Britain, shall we? So it looks like Britain is also getting the C variant of this, which, I assume has the same loadout as the American version, which is fine. I mean, I'm not against this. Britain doesn't really have good CAS, so I don't really mind this loadout nor this aircraft, so this is going to be very interesting. And then we have something I didn't see come in, nor was I expecting, another Stormer, but this time it's basically a Stormer made a baby with a mock bet, which is the M163 with Stinger missiles, and this is what kind of came out, except they actually gave it armor. Now that's going to help it too much anyways. Woo, that's a really big, I'm gonna say turret ring for the most part. Wow, that's huge. But you do get access to the 25mm, which is gonna be awesome. And you get the K and the E variants of the Stinger missiles, which are pretty good, and thermal sight. What type of thermal sight is gonna be Gen 1 or Gen 2? That really remains to be seen, but I assume if it's 10.0, it's going to be Generation 2. So finally, Britain is getting another good SPAA that isn't the actual Stormer, which is awesome. Now over to the Japanese, which I'm sorry to say is very disappointing. I think at this point, it shouldn't come to you as a huge surprise that Japan is not really going to be getting too much in the way of love. I don't mind it, to be honest, at this point, because I know Japan doesn't have much to add anyways until a subtrade comes in, which is, you know, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Please give us South Korea for it, but obviously that's going to tickle a few feathers, and people are going to be pissed by it. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many people have come after me for saying that. Jeez. This is a game, guys. Come on. But I'll get more into that a little bit later. Now, we are getting, of course, the RCV-P. I assume P's prototype. That's my wild guess. It is a squadron vehicle, which does feature, 30mm AP or APFSDS. You do get laser warning system, and you get thermal sights, obviously, and you also get a telescoping periscope. Yeah, that's interesting, actually. Commander optics. Is this going to be able to go up and down? I'm pretty sure it will. No, I wouldn't doubt it, but this is interesting. This is a purely reconnaissance scout vehicle, which is actually pretty nice. I'm looking forward to this. At 9.7, that's what I would expect from such a vehicle. And then the PT-802, which is a boat. Oh, by the way, France got a lot of boats, so we'll get more into that in a bit. But that's really it. Unless I miss anything, let me know, please, comments. And let's go over to China, which got really interesting add-ons. I mean, the update is called, you know, what it is, so let's do it. I'm gonna start off with this. Also, I totally didn't have a brain fart when I said, you know, it is the name. I completely forgot what it was. It's Dance of Dragons. I'm thinking of Call of Duty for some reason. Guys, my brain is still asleep. We have the Antelope, an anti-air system with a 30G missile, the TC-1L. Yeah, it's all aspect up to 3 kilometers, which is nice. 30G. Does it have IRCCM? It does. I think this is going to be a new Strela. That really remains to be seen. I don't trust the numbers on it, but I could well imagine this is going to be as good, maybe as good. I have no idea, as the Strela or the optics on it, if it says. Cannot find the optics. Unless I'm just... No, okay. I was trying to find to see if it has optical lock and if it has contrast lock, etc. We'll find that out a little bit later. And then we have the Khalid. I wasn't surprised with this because I saw the leaks. So cool. MBT 2000 is what it is. Pretty much through and through, right? You get the same firepower. I think the same mobility, same armor. You get the top round for China at 10.7. And this thing is no joke. This is a brilliant vehicle. At least the tech version is. I expect this to be pretty much the exact same thing. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. And then we have, oh yeah, the J10A, or as I was told, the Typhoon from Temu, I think, or the Wish.com Typhoon. Yeah, I'm bad with aircraft, guys. I do apologize. This thing, it's not really that great for ground. I mean, you do get some laser guided bombs, which is nice. You only get up to 4 of them. No, just 2 of them. Of course, you get the PL-12s, you get the PL-8s, and you get, of course, the PLE-2 or 5E2, excuse me. And you get a bunch of dumb bombs. I really wouldn't rely on these, to be honest, but Gaijin did make this up by giving us the JF-17. Is this? What is this? It's a Pakistani. Looks like an F-16, but like a MiG-21 amalgamation behind. I know what this aircraft is. I know it existed, but it just, now that I have it in my hangar, it just looks so different. And this thing, which gets a good targeting pod, gets, some good bombs. Look at this. You get all laser guided from the looks of it, but you get a lot of GBUs. You get the SD-10A, which is... What is this? It's a radar guided munition, the PL-5E2. Okay, not too familiar with these. Well, what I mean by that is, what is the counterpart to this? AIM-7s? Early AIM-120s? I have no idea. But then we have, of course, regular GBUs, and this is going to be a ton of fun. Yeah. Remember when I told you that this is a CAS player's wet dream of an update? I was not kidding. And that does it for China. Let's go over to the sad Italians. You know, at this point, I think Gaijin could have just left this out and no one would have noticed it. You get a tornado. What does it get? Let's see. No guided bombs. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this, all right? Tornadoes suck in War Thunder. I'm sorry. They're buses. They're not fun to play. I hate using them even for Germany. They suck at CAS. They're really like a low intensity aircraft where you have to have control of the field and the sky in order for them to work efficiently. I'll let the pros play on this. I'm sure they're going to get on my butts for saying this, but I don't think this is going to be worth it. That's just me. Now let's go over to the French, which got us some surprising stuff. And by stuff, I mean they got the 9035 NL as a squadron vehicle, which is the same one we have for Sweden. So yeah, nothing new about that, I think. Does it get SPAA liner? It does. Now you may have noticed there's a couple of missing things. Well, I saved that for here. You guys get a whole lot of new coastal stuff. In fact, I think this is their starting coastal, which is cool and all. I mean, I'm not gonna really showcase this stuff. It's just torpedo boats all over the place. And I know coastal fleet gets a hell of a lot more attention than blue water fleets for some reason, because I have to sit on average 7 or 8 minutes to play an RB game when it comes to blue water. Yeah, so there's that. Now let's jump over to Sweden, shall we? I'm sorry to say they're not getting much. KV-1, model 1942. And we saw the whole dev block for this, so it's nothing really new. Another KV-1. Anything else I'm missing from them? I feel like I am missing something, dude. I looked over the list that they sent me of all the new stuff, and I can't find anything new unless I'm totally blind. I wear glasses for a reason. But yeah, I'm sorry to say you guys aren't getting too much, at least not yet anyways. And let's jump over to Israel, which got some surprisingly awesome new things. Now, Israel did get access to the F-16C Barak 2 as opposed to the D variant that we currently have and all know and love. Apparently it's the same thing, just a single seater. Yeah, and you do get, of course, AIM-120s, you get the AIM-9Ms. I think you get Pythons too, do you not? No, it doesn't look like you do, but you do get a ton of GBUs. I mean, it's the same thing you would find with a regular Barak 2, just this variant. I'm pretty sure it's probably more nimble. It probably turns a lot better. Maybe it goes faster. I have no idea. I'm not really too keen on finding that out myself, to be honest. So nothing terribly exciting for when it comes to that, but we do get something that I find to be very interesting, a captured T-62 known as the Tehran 6. Now, of course, during the 6-Day War and the Yom Kippur War, however you view it is I guess, pointless to point out here, because they did capture a ton of IS-3s, T-55s, T-54s, T-62s, and I think even a Panzer IV. I know a Panzer IV served either in 1962 or the 1970 or 67 or 73 war, but I digress. This is the Tehran 6. It's basically a westernized T-62. You still have the same 115 gun on it. You get an attached 50 cal. I love how Israel just attaches a 50 cal to the main gun like this. It's pretty nice. You get coax and you get like a secondary bigger coax, right? But they love their 7.62s up top. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. But it's the exact same thing as you would find with the other T-62s, right? You get regular NVDs, you get 3BM3, 3BK4, heat round, 8.7. I don't really see this as an 8.7 vehicle. I think Russia's is 8.3, or unless they moved it up and I just didn't realize it. No, it is 8.7. I'm sorry, I remember when it used to be 8.0 a long time ago. So 8.7, I guess, is completely fine. All the extra stuff added onto it doesn't matter. It's just structural steel. Maybe the tracks add a little bit more armor, but really it's not going to save you. And I think that concludes all the new vehicles. Oh, and one more thing before I dive into the final bit of this video. I did just find this out in the middle of my editing. I mean, I was right at the end, and then someone said, hey, did you know this? And I want to point this out. The HSTVL, as you can see, isn't spaded because there's a good reason for it. Gaijin has finally given us the proxy rounds for this. I mean, I'm not... Holy crap, 8-meter radius? Never mind. I was gonna say I'm not terribly excited, but no, this is gonna be insane. Another Spooksin video, we'll find out pretty soon, but this is gonna be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Gaijin, it took you forever, but you know what? Finally. Yeah, so I just want to point that out. I know there's a few other things, but there's that. Now let's jump over to the final bit. And that's it for when it comes to all the new things. Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys my kind of last minute opinions on some things. Again, I think the A10 is going to be DOA. It's going to be fun to play. I'm going to use the hell out of it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's going to be overly efficient. Gaijin should have added this a year ago or so. I mean, I get it, right? There's probably new modules. There's new things added into the game. Maybe the technology in the game just wasn't ready for it. But realistically, I was not super surprised of this update. I knew we were going to be getting a lot of things because of the leaks, which I don't agree with, to be honest. I think Gaijin should plug that leak very quick because it's ruining a lot of the surprises, which, you know, with this game, there's not a whole lot new left to really add into the game, at least for when it comes to ground forces. And being able to know what's coming way in advance is disappointing to me because I want to be surprised. I want to sit here and be like, oh my God, we're getting new vehicles. I mean, if you take a look at any of the previous dev server stuff from years ago, and hell, even from previous updates within this last year, it was fun to be very surprised, and nowadays I'm not. The T1E1 is probably one of my go-to looking forward to's right now. I don't know. I've always had an appreciation for this type of vehicle, and I'm looking forward to this. China, I'm really looking forward to the JF-17. It looks pretty. It should be a lot of fun. Of course, I'm going to be getting the Khalid one. You can bet your butt I'm going to be doing a video on this. And the SU-24M. Now, apparently, and I could be entirely wrong, I was told as a small rumor that the SU-25SM3 might lose some munitions in favor of this, because apparently it's firing munitions that it never really fired IRL. I was only told that by about 2 different people who are pretty knowledgeable about this kind of stuff. So I see this being an absolute monster of a CAS aircraft if it works the way I think it's going to. I could be wrong, but you can expect either a dedicated video on this or a wombo combo. Most likely just a dedicated. And that's it. That's honestly all I got for you guys for when it comes to everything new in the dev server, at least when it comes to vehicles. Again, I know I missed some things. There's some missing modules. There's missing features that I'm not talking about. Updated models, that is. And there's a lot of things, but if I were to cover each and every single one of them, this video would be way too long for comfort. Okay, so there's that. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. What do you think is going to be the OP vehicle? What is something you are looking forward to? Please let me know. And while you're swinging on down there, don't forget my 3% discount link, my live streams over on Twitch. If you guys want to go ahead and see this, I won't be streaming today, but I will be this coming weekend or this weekend. And so, yeah. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you again, and I will see you not only in the next video or even the streams, but most certainly in the upper BRs of the next major updates. And as always, I would say happy grinding, but good luck.